Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky says he could meet Russia's Vladimir Putin, but only after his country receives security guarantees. He suggests Switzerland, Austria or Turkey as possible venues. And Mr. Zelensky adds he would like a strong reaction from America if President Putin refuses to sit down for a bilateral meeting with him. Well, the Ukrainian president says the latest Russian overnight bombardment, which killed one person in the city of Lviv and injured several others, is further proof that Moscow's got no intention of ending the war. He said Russia used more than 500 drones and 40 missiles, calling it an anti-record. Well, let's get the latest from our correspondent, Katie Watson, who is in Kyiv for us. So, first of all, Katie, what have we heard from President Zelensky?
Well, just to give you an update of what happened overnight, it affected all of the country. There was an air raid siren that sounded late last night and the alert was in place until early this morning. As you said, there were more than 570 drones, there were 40 missiles, 11 different locations were hit in Ukraine. As far as Lviv, the city of Lviv, which is in the far west of Ukraine, a city that doesn't usually get hit, very close to the Polish border, there at least one person died, several people were injured, and even the Polish Air Force was scrambled to protect its airspace. There was also an attack in other parts of the West. An American electronics manufacturer came under attack, 15 people injured there. So it's been, as you said, a very difficult night here in Ukraine, and President Zelensky has said that Russia is behaving as if nothing's happened, as if no peace talks were ongoing to end the war.
And just tell us more then on what we've heard from President Zelensky in that regard. Again, there's a lot of back and forth, isn't there, Katie, about whether this meeting would take place in the first place. But both President Zelensky and President Putin setting their own terms in the sense of security guarantees and also locations and some basic logistics.
Yeah, I mean, setting their own terms, but I'm not sure we're any closer to knowing when or if there's going to be a bilateral or trilateral meeting. We heard from Russia's Sergei Lavrov saying that unless Moscow is involved in these issues of discussions of security guarantees, then it's a road to nowhere. Now, President Zelensky's been talking to reporters. He has said that a neutral Europe is a preferred location for the talks. We're talking Switzerland, Austria, Turkey. He's also said that he wants to have an understanding of the security guarantees architecture within 7 to 10 days. But when asked about issues of land and whether Ukraine would have to give up certain parts of Donbass so that there would be a halt to fighting elsewhere in the country, he said, to discuss what Ukraine is willing to do, let's first discuss what Russia is willing to do. And of course, we're not clear on if or when there will be a meeting between the two presidents.
Katie Watson in Kyiv, thank you.